Welcome to the Batcast.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
I'll get drive-through. This is why Superman works alone. Murder me!
Martha, why did you say that name? Vengeance. I am the knight. I am Batman.
Welcome back, true believers, to the Batcast. I am the host with the most, Jake Williams, with my co-host. What'd you say?
You corrected yourself this time, so I couldn't say it.
Yeah, that's what the second take is for, so I could get away with that. Yeah, let's talk about Batman, and because it's the Batcast in the future, we did this show 3 years ago, and it's also really funny hearing how we talk about Suicide Squad and BVS. I managed to find the audio of it, but like for some reason it cuts off like half of it. So it'll be referred to as the lost episode, and we'll put it up at some point. I've already, kind of cleaned up some of the audio. All the other stuff from our past, the audio sucks because we didn't know how to do this yet. So we'll do our best to make the audio as good as possible now. And now that we're in the future, we're talking about the future, what a Batman Beyond live action movie would look like. And some of the rules we have for this, one of them is we obviously are both going to want Michael Keaton to be Bruce Wayne. It would only make sense. So that is, without a doubt, what we're going to cast, but we're going to bring like our alternative. So in case Michael Keaton would say no, who we have in that Bruce Wayne choice. This is going to be a 2-part episode because Luke told me his pitch was 10 pages long.
I literally just like sat down and I started out with my cast, and then I had an idea, and then it kind of just kept writing it out, pen to paper, couldn't stop. And then I was like, oh shit, I cast that guy. I gotta fucking use him somewhere. So then I just kept going, and then I realized that it's probably not going to be a movie, because if it was, it would probably be like 8 hours long, and nobody's going to sit 8 hours in the movie theater. I mean, you might. I probably would, but but no, it's probably going to be more like a mini series, a couple 2-hour episodes. Fuck you, Siri.
They're listening to us. Apple's listening.
They are, dude. Dude, how many fucking ideas we came up with, and then like a year later, I look it up on IMDb, and they have the fucking new movie coming out.
It's actually funny because as we were going through, like, because I was like, first episode back, let's pitch what a Batman Beyond movie would be like, and then as we were going back and forth about this last week at Comic-Con, Warner Brothers announced that they're re-releasing the whole entire series on Blu-ray. I was like, oh man, they're listening to us.
So it's basically like, if this does well, we're gonna try to make a movie. I think that's what we're trying to do. Like, do people really care about Batman Beyond this much?
Well, it's also like what they did with Teen Titans recently, where they did that movie thing with Teen Titans Go, but they said that if the Blu-ray sells well enough, that they'll consider a revival, which is like, that's such a shitty thing to put on your fans. Be like, if you want a new show, you got to buy this, man. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about Batman Beyond, and Luke, pitch me on your 10 pages here. So this 2-parter. This will be Luke's pitch, and then the next episode will be my pitch.
So first of all, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, with Michael Keaton, I also want to get Danny Elfman back. Do the score. I also, I would have loved to have Prince make a return too, but he can't. R.I.P. I mean, I guess we could use some of his unproduced music. Slap that in there.
Yes, I'm doing
But-
a podcast in my underwear.
Huh?
Actually asked me if I was doing a podcast in my underwear, and I said yes.
Oh, well, I was pretty much painting my to be nursery in my underwear. So drinking some beer.
What you could do, and I don't know your pitch. You could definitely put the bat dance somewhere. You could sneak that in. Maybe do an instrumental. Maybe do some scandalous. Throw in a sex scene there. I don't know.
Oh, my the whole pitch is like full of like nods to like other movies. And unless you're like a diehard fan, you probably wouldn't see it, get it, understand it, or like it. With that said, it's actually a continuation of 92's Return, Batman Returns. I kind of pretend that Forever and Robin never happened in this universe. So it's just Michael Keaton and Tim Burton doing their thing.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get started here. I'm not gonna, because I have it written in as my cast.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give away the full cast right away, because then you kind of just understand. You kind of know what my storyline is a little bit.
Yeah, I just know the rough outline. I don't actually know anything else. I only know a little bit because I don't want ours to overlap. I don't want to have the same
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, it's pretty dark, because, and I don't want to give too much away before I start, but at the end, well, throughout the whole fucking thing, it's just like, it's brutal. There's blood. This is gonna be definite hard R or unrated. Don't let your children watch it, kind of thing. Just not for sexual content or anything, but there's a couple F-bombs. There's just a lot of blood. It's gonna be gory. Anyway, without further ado, I guess I just read it word for word. I don't know how else I would do it.
Go for it. I'll ask questions.
But the beginning, it's gonna be Batman racing in his Batmobile, and this is like years after Returns, and like a few things have happened. Jack Nicholson's Joker didn't actually die at the end of Batman, so that's like one thing. He was just in a body cast for like a really long ass time, but Bruce doesn't know that. So when he fucking finds this shit out, that's when it's like this big like holy fuck thing. Anyway,
get Jack Nicholson back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Jack Nicholson back, and this is gonna kind of be a CGI make me younger kind of thing for like the first couple scenes. So he's racing around in the Batmobile, and he radios Nightwing, and Nightwing says, "I can't find him." And then he's talking with Oracle. She can't find anything. She's like, "Nothing. I can't." And then you hear Nicholson's Joker come on the radio inside the Batmobile, like on the little whatever CB
Bat computer.
computer, saying he only has a few minutes before the bird is cooked. And then Jack Nicholson laugh with the side of the, and I just do a bunch of like random ass quotes. Doesn't have to be in it because I for the viewer, it's the humor, but it's a side of the very thing that made me the man I am today. Going with Batman Forever. And then he rushes into Ace Chemicals just as Jason's lifeless body. Jason's body is lifeless from being beaten, falls into a vat. A vat of acid that made the Joker. Okay. So running up, with the splash, you hear Nicholson's laugh, and in the smoke, as the smoke forms, the logo of Keaton's Batman, and then rolls into the beyond as you hear the laughter stop with the snap of a neck. So as like you see him like fall into the acid, like the splash of the chemical, and then like how it like steams. The
Yeah.
smoke goes up. It forms like Tim Burton, Michael Keaton's like logo, and then it kind of folds up a little bit more, and then it goes into the Batman Beyond logo.
Nice.
And you just hear fucking not Keaton, but Nicholson's laugh, and then all you hear is and he just snaps the neck. So he finally just fucking kills him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it goes into the darkness, and then it's like the screen goes red, and it's a zoom out on Tim Drake, which I cast Zac Efron as Tim Drake in this. And then and Batman, and then Batman's wrecking dudes, killing motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then you pan out, and it's a news broadcast. This is like another like little bit of a tidbit. It's like they've been doing this shit for a while. And then they're in the Batcave, and it's news broadcast, and Batman's wanted for murder because he's just killing fuckers. And then
it says that on the newscast. It says that
yeah,
on the news.
because
it's killing motherfuckers.
It's a different time, and you can say whatever the fuck you want on TV. And it's again a young CGI'd Zac Efron yelling at middle-aged Keaton to stop, or he's out. He's gonna quit. He won't be a part of it. Later, taking on the Riddler, which I also have Neil Patrick Harris as the Riddler, because just
obviously.
And then
once
Tim is in another trap for Batman to solve. Saving Tim, he wrecks Nigma's shit. In a headlock,
you wrote.
Yeah, that's what I wrote. In a headlock, Tim yells at Bruce to stop. I need to do this and then he just snaps his neck too, just kills him. And then Tim's just like, I'm done. He drops the mask and the utility belt, walking out. He like just throws it at his feet. He's just like, I'm out. Walks away. And then Batman drops Ed's body, falling to his knees. Don't go. Don't leave me. Jason. Tim looks back as Batman drops his head into his hands, sobbing, and Tim just walks out.
Damn.
So Bruce has got some fucking internal demons he needs to deal with. And so 20 years later, this is current times. So by the math, Keaton's 67, Tim's 31, and then, Nightwing's like 48, almost 50 kind of thing. I also really did like a whole backstory on like what year they became Robin, what year they were like their new thing. But I'm not going to get into that because that's just fucking over the top. After killing Ed, Bruce hung up the cowl. Nightwing's still in Bloodhaven. Red Robin was and then wasn't. Barbara and Tim got married. No, that's not true because I wrote something else later. I forgot to go back. They didn't do that. He's still Red Robin, but he's dating Barbara. He's dating Oracle. That's where we're at right now. I switched some shit.
So yeah, this is like post paralyzed. This is Oracle.
Yeah, so Oracle. So if we were to do another movie, we would have done Killing Joke without the killing the Joker at the end or whatever they implied.
Yeah.
But it basically begins with that in this movie, so do with that what you will. So that, and then Bruce lost Alfred, and Jim is at the end of his
rope.
The road. He's ready to retire. He's over the job.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And then we go to Terry McGinnis, and he's a college freshman, and he comes home on fall break to find his father's been murdered. A smile on his father's corpse and a ha-ha sprayed on the walls. He leaves to get revenge. Bruce sees the coverage on the news, and this is the news reporter. I didn't cast him because who the fuck cares? It's just extra person.
Jack Ryder, man.
Yeah, actually, that would be fucking cool as fuck. Jack Ryder fucking introduced the Creeper into this fucking universe. Yeah. Then they say a cult following of a villainous madman known as the Joker has run rampant on our great town of Gotham. The scene here is one of many murders by the gang known as the Jokers with a Z.
Of course.
Yeah.
Just like the cartoon.
And Bruce is just sitting in his living room, and he's just like watching TV with his dog Ace. And he goes, "Alfred, it's happening again." Looking into nothing, realizing no one's there.
Oh, damn. Alfred's dead.
Static
I
comes
would
on.
hope.
Static
Alfred
comes
would
on
be like
TV.
1,000 at this point.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting the same guy back.
He's long dead, Luke.
Oh, no shit.
No, we're going to CGI him in. It's fine.
Yeah, they did that with the Star Wars guy, which was kind of cool.
Anyway, sorry, I interrupted.
Okay.
Alfred's not there.
So Alfred's not there, and then Static comes on the TV, and you hear a faint Jack Nicholson voice. "Joke's on you, Bruce." 'Cause I can't do it.
Yeah, Joker.
Yeah. So then Bruce is like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?"
Oh,
So-
can I add something?
Yeah.
What if they do the thing where it's the woman from Batman '89 and it's just her going, "Love that Joker"?
That would be fucking hilarious too. So, Bruce goes down into the cave, and I wrote this because I didn't really know how else to explain it. I said finds his prototype stealth rocket boot gliding suit, which is something you would hear out of the like Forever or something because
Yeah.
it's really what it is. But I put in parentheses, better explanation later. Makes him younger wearing it. He goes and he fights some Jokers, fucks them up, has a heart attack mid-fight, and pulls a gun, shaking. He kills one with a shot.
Just like the pilot, except
Yeah, like the pilot.
except for he kills the person in your suit.
Yeah, and this one he actually kills the dude. Which is in the Return of the Joker. There's Bonk, which gets killed like right away.
Mm-hmm.
I cast the dude that plays the Mountain from Game of Thrones.
Jeez.
So it's this big ass motherfucker. He just pops him.
Thanks. I just thought about that guy. Now he'll be my Bane.
That'd be cool as fuck too.
I don't know how I'd put Bane in that story though. I have an idea. I don't have my pitch done yet, but I definitely have a vision, and I don't see Bane in it.
I kind of just. Anyway, I'll get there.
I know. I keep messing you up. I keep going.
Dropping the gun, he cries, knowing he's never been the same since Jason died. That's just kind of, whatever. He realizes he's going down the same path, and he shouldn't have put the fucking suit back on because he's killing dudes again.
He's losing it.
So Terry sees, because he went the same spot, knowing that they're going to be there. Terry goes, sees the whole thing, and brings Bruce to the hospital, putting him to bed and stealing the suit. So he's got the suit. Because, Bruce is fucking pretty much dead. He gives it like a stupid story about how he found him on the side of the road, heart attack. Brought him, you know what? Whatever.
No, I got you. I'm with you.
Terry visits an old school villain running Gotham's underground. So Black Mask, none other than Al Pacino. I was wondering when you would. You're not him.
Hey, you're not the Bat.
And then he comes in. Jokers, where are they? You can't come into a man's place of business and start making demands, kid. Thought the old man would have taught you better. And then Keaton comes in with his old school suit on. Stand down. And then Pacino's Black Mask. There he is. I don't know. Dialogue needs work. Obviously.
That's all you have. There he is.
There he is.
He's a birthday boy.
Yes. And then Terry goes back. Tell me where they are. Nothing happens in this town without you knowing or getting a cut. Next page. And then as he's saying that, from behind, bullet to the back of his head, Keaton yells no very loudly. So Black Mask gets a fucking shot in the back of his head, fucking brains everywhere, fucking all over Terry.
Okay.
Feel me?
Who's Terry, by the way? I don't know if you said that or not.
Oh, I chose the dude that plays Beast Boy from Titans.
Okay.
I mean, just get rid of the weird green wig that he wears. His like main IMDb photo is like almost like the cartoon, pretty much.
Yeah.
So Terry drops the body, covered in brains. Keaton chases the shooter. They meet up and start talking. And it's basically just the Red Hood is what it is at this point.
Mhm.
But I kind of did a Arkham Knight on the whole situation and created a different character for this alternate universe.
Mhm.
Same concept, like biker jacket, whatever, bulletproof vest, but the helmet's white, and it's just got a big ass red smile on it.
Nice.
And I call him Joy. That's just, I mean, still a working title, but I kind of like it. And he says, "I'm only continuing the legacy," and he like throws a smoke, and then Keaton's just left in confusion. So Bruce takes Terry back to the cave and tells him that doesn't belong to you. And then they make a deal that Terry gets to don the cowl and get vengeance as long as he follows Bruce's rules and shows up day in, day out for training and being his personal assistant for alibi purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So Terry arrives the next day with a package at the door. They open it up and it's a videotape, like an old like VHS. Terry has no idea what the fuck it is because, you know, he's only like 20. Anyway, they open it up, they pop it in, and it's Dr. Crane hanging on a cross. So Scarecrow is just fucking being crucified at this point. He's still alive, but Joy comes on the camera. Fear runs Gotham. Time we brought a little joy back to the city. I'm going to rid this city of all the crazies and freaks. And then he leans in to the Crane and says, "You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?" And then he says, "Taste of your own medicine, Doc." And then a similar Nicholson laugh goes, "Ha ha ha."
So question.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of like got the tech. Would he have like it would be Nicholson's voice, like it's modulated in his mask, so like you know what I mean, like it's pre-recorded.
So it like basically when Bruce hears what's going on and this guy is saying the shit, he's doing everything similarly to Nicholson's Joker. It's got like just the whole like his whole MO is like the same.
No, but yeah, but I was just asking, like, when he says you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight, I was wondering, does he hear Nicholson's voice?
So
like,
I also want to steal
that it's
from
like modulated.
Yeah, but I also want to steal from Arkham Knight, where it's just kind of in his head. It's in Bruce's head.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So like when he saw the news and they did that flashback saying that there's a guy going around with the same MO as Joker and doing all the same stuff. Like normal people don't hear Nicholson. They just assume it's a different person. But like when he hears it, it is Nicholson. So because it's all fucked in his head and he's just obsessed with it. So Nick Cage Scarecrow yells no, kill me. Don't let it get me. Just end it. But it's like, hey, no, kill me.
No, it's like
don't let it get me. Oh,
it's like the Wicker Man. Not the bees, like that.
Yeah. So I kind of want to do that where he's freaking out because it's getting him. And then he leans in, and he's got his gun, and he's kind of like, if you say so. And it just pops him in the fucking head. Just kills him.
Nice.
With a bang.
The bang pierces through his eyeball.
And that's what you want.
Yeah,
And then he starts talking, and he says, finishing what you started the day you failed to save me. And then that's the end of the video. And it cuts to Bruce, and he's literally just standing at the computer going, fuck. And then he goes to Terry, and he says, go to Cranes, see if you can find anything. I'm going to Tibet.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Terry flies over
to
Cranes.
Tibet. Oh, come on.
What?
He's going to meet Roz.
Shh. Spoilers. Oh, I got a fucking twist that you're not going to fucking see coming. So Terry flies over to Crane's office and finds the room was set to explode. He gets out just in time. When the smoke settles, he re-enters to find the room scorched halfway with Gotham's White Knight just like on the wall somewhere, like.
Mm-hmm.
So then he goes to find Dent. Joy has him strapped to a table holding a circular saw.
Jesus.
And this is Billy D. Williams. You always were two minds about everything. Let's split you guys up.
Oh, damn.
From dick to brain, Billy D gets sawed in two. Kick-ass fight scene between Terry and Joy. And then Terry breaks Joy's arm, and he flees. So, yeah, he's gone. And then Bruce calls Dick and Tim to help Terry. Josh Duhamel is my Nightwing.
Of course.
And he's in the middle of taking down the Calendar Man. And he says, I'll have to check my calendar. Something just cleared up as he takes him out. And
nice dad joke.
And then Zac Efron is Red Robin at this point, and he's assisted by Oracle, and he's fighting Crazy Quilt. And he said,
why do you have Crazy Quilt in this super serious movie?
because it's so fucking dark. I gotta put
you gotta have some brevity.
It's fucking Calendar Man. And then I'll be right there, just putting this guy to bed. And then they're back at the cave. It's Dick, Tim, Barbara, and Terry, and they're about to meet Bruce. And then he comes on, and he says he's back. What do you mean he's back? It can't be the Joker, can it? It fits his MO. Main bads from top spots in Gotham being murdered just to get under Bruce's skin. And then Bruce says, Terry, go after him, and I'm following a lead. So, the first Gotham bank is being raided by the Jokers. Terry fights, which in the cartoon, Michael Rosenbaum voices Ghoul. I just cast him as Ghoul because that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is like the weird scarecrow dude that carries the pumpkin pail. Talks like his voice is what's his fucking name? I don't know why I can't.
Wait, what was it again?
So, really don't know why I can't think of the guy who plays Shrek.
Mike Myers?
No.
Max Shrek.
Max Shrek.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, Christopher Walken. I don't know why, but Rosenbaum's voice sounds like Christopher Walken. You know what I'm talking about? It doesn't, and this has nothing to do with it. I'm just saying he sounds like that for whatever reason.
I was gonna say, what are you gonna make Michael Rosenbaum do a Christopher Walken?
No, he just sounds like in the cartoon, just weird. So he's fighting him, and Nightwing is taking out Dee Dee, which is the twins, and I'm gonna go with a little Parent Trap, and I'm gonna cast Lindsay Lohan as the twins. And then Tim is fighting Wolf, the hyena boy, which is it Scott Kane? Kane?
Scott Conn.
Scott Conn?
Yeah.
The dude from Oceans and
The Hawaii
Y50
Five-O reboot.
shit. But he's a hyena boy, so he's like a dog, basically. He's all hairy, like Teen Wolf. And Chucko is Nick Frost. He's waddling out. He's waddling out with a bunch of bags of cash, and he's dressed like a clown. So, he's waddling out with cash and to the getaway car. Terry tosses a batarang, tying him up, dropping the cash. Oh fuck! He's gonna kill me. Bang! Joy pops him and disappears. So he kills Nick Frost right away. Terry holds Ghoul, asking about his dad. It was all part of his plan. He wanted the whole family together for whatever he's planning. They all get sent to a holding cell at GCPD with Tom Selleck, Jim Gordon. And
Tom Selleck, Jim Gordon.
Tom Selleck, Jim Gordon.
I'm in. That sounds awesome.
If you can't stop this freak, I'm afraid Bruce is going to continue down the same path he swore he would leave behind. So Tom already knows that Keaton's Batman.
Yeah, I would hope after all these years.
Oh yeah. So Bruce goes to an alley from the Narrows where he found a kid stealing the wheels off his Batmobile. So this is the flashback, little I saw it happen kind of thing. And so you finally talk to the old man, and this is Joy standing behind him. He says, "I'm sorry. Save it. You let me die, and even though you killed him, he's still alive." And he says, "What do you mean?" "He lives in your nightmares, and well, no use hiding it." And then he starts laughing, and he takes off, and he says, "Son, no." And then Ian Somerhalder resembles Nicholson's Joker, and it leaves Bruce in fear. Like, just got the all fucked up mouth and green hair. So then Bruce radios the cave. Well, he like disappears because he's just standing there. He's freaked out. He's like doesn't know what to say, what to do. So he leaves him in a cloud of smoke again because whatever. So
always have one in my pocket.
So he radios the cave. It's Jason, and as they all gasp, an explosion goes off, and then Joker 2.0 comes in with a bang. And then he says, "Can you save them, Bruce? Or are you going to let them die like you did me?" And he says, "Jason, don't do it. I wasn't good enough to you, but it wasn't their fault." And then he comes up, grabs Dick. I'll start at the beginning. And he goes up to the edge of the cave. And Richard, Dick, the big brother, the best of us, will do the death drop without the safety of a net. Drops him. Splat. Dead. Kills the motherfucker.
Kills him.
Now, my replacement. Let's baste this bird. And he laughs. Shoves his face into a puddle. Because, the pipes burst. Everything's all shitty. There's a fucking puddle because of water.
Yeah.
And as he's drowning, he just pops a cap in the back of his head. Kills him. "Oh, Barbara. The things I've dreamt of doing to you. I'll just do what my daddy didn't finish." Shoves a knife in her spine, letting her bleed out. Told you, it gets fucked up.
Who hurt you?
I don't. I wasn't held as a child. Finally, his new son. Bruce busts in and fights him one last time, holding him by the head, about to snap it. Terry stops him. "Bruce, you kill him, you continue the path you did all those years ago. Don't give in to it. That was his plan the whole time. Not Jason, but the Jokers. You're right. I'm sorry. I failed him. All of them. But I won't fail you." And then after that, they go to GCPD. He's in custody. That whole storyline's over with. Because, big ass fucking fight scene. They just wreck shit. In the GCPD, Batman talks to Jim. It was good seeing you and the kids again. Shame what happened. Wiping a tear from his eye. Tim asked me to marry Barbara. And he just says, I'm sorry, Jim. It's fine. I'll join her soon. I can't keep going at this job. You've always been a good friend. I'm resigning as commissioner. I only have a few good years left. Good for you, Jim. It was a pleasure working with you.
Jim Gordon kills himself.
Yeah. Nah.
No, the way you were going, I thought he was going to say that. It was like, I'll see you soon. Pop! Kills himself.
I mean, it after all these fucking murders and killing him, it kind of makes sense, right? No, he finds out he has cancer and he's only got a few days left.
Jesus.
No, that's not. I didn't. Likewise, I just have one question. What happened in Tibet? So Bruce arrives in Nanda Parbat and approaches the demon. Without turning, I was wondering when you'd show up in my home. Your home? Where's Raz? He is no longer the demon. After his mishap with your protege, he destroyed the Lazarus pit and found me, killing himself and ending his long journey. He went many years thinking you were the heir, then thought it to be one of your disciples, your children. He was wrong. Who better to be the demon than a demon himself? Gone, gone from man, rise the demon Etrigan. Changes into the demon. And who better to don the cowl than the son of the bat, to rid his precious Gotham of doers foul. His name is Damien, grandson of the former demon. And that's Richard Madden. Voiceover, Terry, Damien putting on the mask and doing a Schumacher run to a close-up of the red Beyond symbol. That's a fucking movie.
Wait, Terry's Damien?
Yeah.
What?
Because in the storyline, Amanda Waller cloned Bruce like halfway, making him his half son with whoever his mom was. So this one, I just made it his straight up son.
Huh. That's cool, man.
But the dude that plays fucking Rob Stark, man, that's my Jason Blood. That's the new.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. That I like that too. That Etcher. How do you say it? I always fuck that up. Etrigan, because he's that one would be kind of hard to explain to people too, though. Like I like the idea that it's kind of just like a cameo because his character's kind of weird, to where like he's this.
But the whole thing is
he is the demon. So yeah.
And he's immortal already, so he can continue that legacy without the Lazarus pit.
Yeah. I like the twist that Terry's Damien. That's really cool. I don't know. I don't know if I can handle the scene in the Batcave, man. That's fucking dark.
I told you, dude. I just fucking go fucked up, man.
I think I like that, and I also like that it incorporates his past. But not like in cameo form, like the thing with Scarecrow and all this other stuff. I kind of like that a lot. But my only critique is I don't think there's enough Terry. That's
true. Yeah, that's true.
But I think that kind of I don't know. I feel like you can negate that with the fight scene at the end with Jason because I thought it would be cool to be like, Bruce tries to fight him and he just like sets him down like, I got this, grandpa, kind of thing. No, you need to sit down, I'll do it. And then those two just duke it out. That'd be really cool.
Well, I mean, each part that I explained would probably, because I'd probably make it a series.
Yeah.
So like the intro of like the flashback scene, the very beginning, that would probably just be like your pilot. and then it would be like the 20 years later, and then establish that the Joker's quote unquote back, and then that would just be your end credits, and then you would go with Terry's dad being murdered, him getting the suit, and then him making the deal with Bruce and all that, and then you could probably do a whole episode of just Black Mask and that little scene, and then the videotape. You get the video, and you don't know what the video is, and then the next episode, it's them watching it, them seeing Scarecrow die, them getting the clue, them getting the clue to go to Harvey, and then seeing him get cut in the next episode.
Yeah, because like Black Mask,
clip.
Black Mask getting murked would be a good cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Sitting there, just boom, dead. Oh, okay. All right then.
But yeah, I think this definitely works better as a series, because then you can elaborate and stretch it out, put more dialogue, put more fight scenes, put more. This is again just a really drawn out outline of where I was going, because if I were to actually do and write out, I'd probably have like 6 notebooks, front and back page.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what
I think it's a cool take, though. I just think it's funny to have the Batcast and then just kill them.
Yeah. Well, because
the
the whole Batman Beyond, they're all gone pretty much.
Yeah, and all of his villains are pretty much dead or.
I mean, of all the stuff that happens, I think the one thing that really fucks at your heartstrings is the fact that Tim asked Jim if he could marry Barbara, and then they both die.
Yeah, and then he's just like, well, I'm going to die soon anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, him killing himself in that scene would be, like, justified at that point.
I mean, I'm putting it in there. I like it.
And it's off screen. Like, you just see it on GNN or the, whatever the Gotham newspaper is called. Not the dang Daily Planet.
It'd be like GCN, Gotham City News. All right.
Well, there was like a name, like we were talking about that during the Batman '89 commentary. There's some name for it. I can't remember what it was, but
I think it might just be GNN.
I made that joke where it's like, it wishes it was the Daily Planet.
Yes.
Interesting choice, and I like it so much because it's totally going a different direction than what I'm going.
Because mine's basically set in current times because it's a continuation of 89, 92.
Yeah, and yours is actually wholly original. Mine is gonna have elements from the cartoon. Some of the elements I like in the cartoon. It's gonna be an original story, but yours is actually really cool.
Parts of it I took from Under the Red Hood.
Yeah,
Killing Joke, and I guess you can say Arkham Knight, but
you kind of mash those all together, and if you're gonna do that, you're gonna need a series because that is a lot of different things going on.
Because I mean,
also it's kind of Dark Knight Strikes Again, because in the Dark Knight Strikes Again, Dick Grayson becomes the Joker in that storyline, but we don't talk about that storyline because that's. We'll cover that later.
I also took little tidbits from the cartoon of Beyond and the Return of the Joker movie.
Yeah,
in the Return of the Joker, it's kind of the same thing, except it's Tim. That they don't even put Jason in the animated series. Like, he's not a thing.
It's Tim that gets like laughing gas in it. It's super fucked up. You're like, okay.
And he's been missing for like months too, which is fucking crazy. And he's like, what, like 11 too? So it's really fucked up.
Yeah, and that sequence, like that, I remember they had to there's like 2 different cuts of that movie because it was so like it is such a silly thing because it's a kids movie. They couldn't show that one thug that like gets shot in the chest. It's a bang, but instead of the flag dropping, it does, and then it shoots a projectile and hits him in the chest. Like they had to they had to cut that out in theaters or cut that out and put it in later in like a like unrated cut or extended cut or something because they said that kids shouldn't see that in a movie or whatever. But and that's another cool thing too is your version kind of keeps in line with Batman Beyond because Batman Beyond is actually really dark. And like I was telling you, like I was looking up things to do, spoilers for the next episode. I'm looking into doing stuff with Mr. Freeze. That's not a surprise to you because you know how much I love Mr. Freeze. Um, and his character starts out as just a disembodied head in a vault somewhere.
They Disney'd Freeze.
They did, and then like this doctor lady's like, well, because another villain I'm going to use, Blight. So I'm kind of using episode 5, the first season. It's called Meltdown. That's kind of going to be the basis for what my pitch is going to be. So if you want to get a heads up on that, you go watch that episode. Because in that episode, she takes his head, puts it on a clone body of Blight's like baseline DNA. And she's doing that so she can be like, okay, this is a test run. He's had a previous condition where he has to have his body frozen like super sub-zero temperatures. If his body can be a normal, healthy body, then we could just clone you. We'll figure it out, and we'll download your consciousness into this new body, kind of. And I'm like, that's such a weird concept, but I kind of love it. So that's kind of in line where I'm going with mine, but I'm gonna lean more into, and yours is totally different than mine in the sense that it is in the future, but it's in the future.
It's our current timeline, but future from then.
Well, yeah, and like Batman '89 was pretty much a '50s movie, like a '50s like hard-boiled noir movie, because we went back and watched it and did commentary for the show, and that's when I was really like, oh shit, I totally forgot how.
Like this style and like those super like gothic tones of Tim Burton was like it's in a past, but it's still our present. It's basically like Cuba, like in a sense, because it's current times, but everything is like in the past.
Yeah, it's kind of like it also kind of reminds me of Fallout, where Fallout's in the future, but it still has like that '50s Americana type thing. Well, this has this, but it's like '30s detective noir stuff. So now you're like, well, this is how I move it to the future. I just make it modernized version of Tim Burton's Batman. And mine is definitely going to be like the cartoon where it's like
super futuristic,
like techno, and I'm going to lean into cyberpunk stuff. And it's
what's the year and beyond, like 39?
Believe it or not, the first episode, yeah, it takes place in 2039. It starts in 2019 actually, which is funny, and then it jumps to 2039. And that show just turned 20, by the way, because it came out in 1999. Do you feel old now?
I do.
So yeah, that's Luke's pitch for.
Fuck. My birthday is in a couple weeks, dude.
Oh yeah.
Rage.
Then after that, in August, in the week of August 13th, we usually put these up on Wednesday, so maybe August 14th, we'll see. We're gonna review Batman Hush, the animated movie, which I've heard they released it at Comic-Con. They did a screening at Comic-Con, and a ton of people loved it and said it's great. And they said they did change some things from the comics, but either way, I'm pretty excited. So that's coming down the pike, and we got a lot of other weird stuff we're gonna do
with the whole Hush coming back, because they did that in is it Arkham City? They did the Hush story.
Arkham City and Arkham Knight.
Because one of them they do like a full storyline, but like he's got like a weird like cult following. It's kind of like he's coming into the light, being popular, but with Pattinson, Robert Pattinson, whatever.
Robert Pattinson, and we call him
Pattinson. Okay, right. I would like to see him in a Hush storyline, only if they get Taylor Lautner to be fucking Hush.
No, just no. But
And
Yeah,
then what's her fuck to be Selena Kyle. Just do Twilight, but Batman.
Kristen Stewart is Selena Kyle.
Batman Twilight.
So
The
yeah,
reason why he goes at night is because he sparkles in the daytime.
So next week will be my pitch for a live action Batman Beyond. In the meantime, this same bad time, same bad channel, I guess. Wednesdays, we put them up on YouTube, and I just got notified. We will be on Apple Podcasts. We'll be up on iTunes very shortly. They just sent me the email, so it'll be yeah, we're gonna be all over the place. And yeah, have a great day, and you know. All right.